All right, so for servo horns, I'm going to be actually using the TSHSS, the Theta servo horns. Normally I would use the SAB horns, the HA050s, Futaba spline ones, but I'm going to try these because it calls for 13 to 15 millimeters from the hole to the servo ball. On the SAB is 15, which is on the outer side. I measured the Theta one to be about 14, so it's kind of right in the middle of what their specification is. So I'm going to give that a try and see if that makes any, to see which I like better, because I've already had the other my other Raw 500 with the SAB horns. So yeah, so I'm going to give these a shot, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so let's get these servo horns built up. So I'm kind of old school. I like to put CA on anything that goes from metal into plastic. I don't know if it's recommended or not. Oh, these are 1.5 mils. All right. Okay, make sure I put it on the right way. I'll take a dab of super glue or CA or whatever you have. I have super glue. Don't have CA. We're gonna screw that in, and make sure you don't over tighten. Just get it flush and snug, and then yep, and that's it. Right, so we'll do all three. All right, we'll let that sit. Put the glue away. Okay, and while we wait for that to sit, we're gonna actually get our servo horns lined up here. So I have my V-bar, and I run Theta servos, Theta THM988s on a cyclic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these programmed up so the elevator servo is in the back and it's 90 degrees, and the front two cyclic servos, aileron cyclic front servos, will be 90 degrees to the case as well. So so I'll do a quick video on that, I guess. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to take your Theta programming box, and you want to go and take your connector here, and the input will be that gray wire, you know, or the white wire, or if you have your own connector, whatever your signal wire, it's going to be that input. Okay, on the servo side, you're going to see S for signal and for servo, and you're going to do the same, plug that in. So the white wire, signal wire going into that. And now we're going to plug this into the channel that I'm programming. So in this case, let's program the rear elevator servo, which I know on V-bar is channel 1. So we're going to put it in channel 1 in the V-bar. I'm going to hook up a receiver pack, and we'll get this booted up. Okay, I'll also do reversing at this point as well, because I want to make sure that everything is reversed and centered properly. All right, so we got this now set up here, and let me zoom in on the programming box here and make it a little bit easier. Okay, so we have our programming box and we have our servo here, and so this elevator is going to sit flat like this in the back. So with that, I'm going to want to pick, so first of all, let's go to model setup here, and I'm going to just do a new model. Let's start fresh. All right, so just for the folks that run V-bar, loaded a new model here. I'm gonna call it Raw 500. Enter. Okay. I'm gonna have the Neo with the wires facing back, so I'm gonna just change that. Wires facing front, face up, wires rear, counter rotate head. Okay, for the servo selection, I'm just gonna normal everything and then go to the sub trim. So if I go to on the programming box here, if I go to in, it's gonna turn on the servo. Now this is live. So because I'm in the trim menu in my V-bar, this should be looking for center, or be at the center mark. So I'm going to find the spline that matches closest to the center I want to be at. I don't know if it's better there or better there. Maybe better there. Okay. And then I'm going to exit out of this. I'm going to go to prom. I'm going to read the servo. Okay, it looks like I already had a neutral value set on here. So I'm going to actually set that back to 0. I don't know if you can see the numbers very well. Okay. So to 0. Enter, right servo, exit. I'm going to go back in. And actually, at the 0 mark, it actually moved it up more where it needs to be. So that was a +4, and now I brought it to 0, which actually moved it up. So I'm going to exit out of here. Actually, I'm going to go back in real quick. Let me make sure this is the best spline still. It's either that one, or if I move it over one spline. Oh, that's way far over. Okay. So yeah, this is still the best one. In fact, I know that's where I'm going to use it, so I'm just going to Loctite that in with the bolt it came with. Okay. And now I'm going to get that centered. So you'll see it needs to go counterclockwise just a tad. So I'm going to exit out, go back into it, read the servo, go up to get to neutral. And it was +4 before, so I'm going to go negative. I'm just going to turn it counterclockwise. So I'm going to say about 3 degrees, so -3.0. I'm going to hit enter in the middle to exit out of there, then the right one to right servo. Then I'm going to hit up for the exit, and then you'll see in is the left one, so I'm going to hit in, and boom, it moved over. Okay. Now I have the darkness a little bit, so it's easier to see, but I would say that's probably just about a hair off still. Still in the right direction. So let's go a little bit more here. Let's go out, prom, read, go up arrow. Let's go to 4 degrees. So 4, enter, right servo, exit, go in, and it moved just that hair more. And I'm actually happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm done with the servo, so I'm going to exit. We're going to just disconnect it from the Neo, disconnect it from the servo. This is my elevator servo. Let's put that aside. I'll grab another servo here, plug that into the programming box, then plug the programming box into channel 2. So channel 2 on the V-bar is going to be your front right channel. Alright, so front right channel. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and so that the servo activates, and this one's going to stand like this. Oops. So this is going to stand upwards like this, and you want that servo horn to come out 90 degrees on the outside like this. Ooh, so that looks pretty darn good. Let's see if there's any sub trim already in this. So let's exit, prom, read servo, go up arrow. So there is -2 programmed in here. I'm happy with that. I'm going to keep that -2 in there. Is that coming up? Yeah, you can kind of see it there. Yeah, I'm going to keep that -2 for now. I think that works for this servo. So let's lock that in. Good. One thing I didn't check was servo reversing. So if I get out of my V-bar menu, I want to make sure, you know, going down goes down, going up goes up. I'll double check that on the other ones too. But yeah, okay. So this will be laying on the side like this. So up, down, up, down. Yep, we're going in the right direction. Looks good. Okay. So that's it. Our program, our 3 cyclic servos are all programmed up.